Good morning students. Today English class we can learn Unit 4 Prose the Attic. What is meant by attic? Attic, the space or room at the top of a building under the roof is known as attic. So the space which was in the top of the room, so of top of the building under the roof is known as attic. So before going to this lesson, we can learn about the author. So the author is Satyajit Ray. He was born in Kolkata on 2nd May 1921. He is an Indian filmmaker, screenwriter, music composer and author. So he is an Indian filmmaker, screenwriter, music composer and author. He authored several short stories and novels, especially for young children and teenagers. So he authored several short stories and novels, especially for young children and teenagers. So it tells his stories or tells about young children and teenagers. So he received many awards, including 32 National Film Awards by the Government of India. He received Padma Bhushan in 1965 and Bharat Ratna just before his death. He died on 23rd April 1992. So he received many awards, including 32 National Film Awards by the Government of India. So he is an Indian writer. He received Padma Bhushan in 1965 and also Bharat Ratna just before his death. So he died on 23rd April 1992. So this is about the author. So he is an Indian author, writer. So we can go to the story about the attic. Before going to the attic, we want to know about the characters. Before going to the characters, so I need to ask a general question with you. It is a natural for human beings to make mistakes. When we realize our mistakes, we should try to rectify them. So if you are a natural, even the natural humans are always making a mistakes. So when we realize our mistake, we should try to rectify them. So if you know that it was a mistake which was done by you, you should try to rectify them. If you get a chance to rectify your mistake or pay back for it. So students, if you get a chance to rectify your mistake or pay back for it, what would you do and how would you correct it? So this is the question, and this is okay, indirectly the story tells to you to rectify your mistakes. If you are done the mistake, if you realize you have done the mistake, so how should rectify this? This is the example of the story The Attic, which was written by Satyajit Ray. So before going to the lesson, we want to know about the characters are there. So who all are the characters? Aditya is a main character. His friend is an author writer. Sasanka Sanyal. So Sasanka Sanyal is an person, is an narrator. So poet is a poet. Nagan uncle, there was a tea shop. He used to keep a tea shop in that his village. Jogesh Kabiraj, he have rented the house for Sasanka Sanyal. So once again I will repeat the characters. Aditya is a main character. His friend is a writer. Sasanka Sanyal is a narrator, a poet. Nagan uncle. Nagan uncle is a, he kept a tea shop in his village, Adityan's village. Jogesh Kabiraj, he gave a rent to the his house rent to the Sasanka Sanyal. So this is the characters we are seeing in this attic. So we can start the lesson. Aditya and his friend returning from their new factory at Ganj. So the name of the place is Ganj. It is situated at the Assam. So you can see that they are returning from the Ganj. So it was situated in the Biga. So the place is known as Ganj. The writer with his friend and business partner Aditya was driving along National Highway 40. Now they came out from the Ganj factory, and their writer and his friend and business partner, so Aditya was driving along the National Highway 40. So Aditya and the writer, they're both traveling, so they are the business partners, so they are running the factory in the Ganj. Now they are traveling, driving in the highway 40. Yes, they reached a point of bifurcation. The author asked his friend about his willingness to take the road that deviated to the right. So bifurcated. What is meaning of the bifurcated? So the road is divided into two. In that, author is informing Aditya to take the right side of deviated to right side of the road. He asked him to go in the right side of road. In the end of the week, they are traveling in the highway 40 from the Ganj. Now after they are seeing the bifurcated road. The bifurcated means the road divided into two. In that, author told to use the writer told to use the right of the road. That road leads to the ancestral home of Aditya at Brahmapur. So this road is belongs, so it is going to the ancestral home of Aditya. So Aditya's native village name is Brahmapur. So it will be reached to the Brahmapur. His father was a landlord there and later shifted to the business at Calcutta. So they are lived in the Brahmapur. His father was a landlord and later they shifted to the business at Calcutta. So they shifted to home to the Calcutta. He was born and brought up there and also passed matriculation from the local school. So his schoolings were done in the Brahmapur. Now they shifted to the, after which he had left for the Calcutta to continue his further studies. So for further studies he left from the Brahmapur and he studied at the Calcutta for his further studies. I think students you can understand this story. So they came. Aditya decided to go to the place. He tried to recollect the old memories of his 200 years old big ancestor house, school, schoolmates, and tea stall of Nagan uncle. So Aditya decided to go to that place. He tried to recollect the old memories. So his native, he tried to recollect the old memories of his 200 years old big ancestor house. His house is below more than 200 years old. His house is more than 200 years old. So school and schoolmates and tea stall of Nagan's uncle, so which he was familiar while he was a student. Now he want to go there to find out the places how it was. But he also feared that might have changed with the time and the sweet memories of the past. Students, you can see that after finishing your schoolings you will think about the school how it will be. So while you are coming out from your native you will realize, you will think that how was your native. Same thing here, Aditya become feared. So there will be a changes because more of the years he was spent in the Ganj. He came to the Calcutta, you know that already. So his father shifted to the Calcutta while he was completing his schooling until he was stay there, and he was going to the Nagan's uncle shop regularly. So now he is thinking about all the things, and he realizing that he thinks that he feared that there was some changes in his village. They might have changed with the time, and sweet memories of the past might disappointed him. So he disappointed, it will be disappointed him, because it old it will be changed into the new. So that they were driving in the month of Jan to February. So the driving month, so NH4, NH40 they are driving, no. So in that month is Jan to February, around 3:30 p.m. They are traveling around the 3:30 p.m. Soon, within 10 minutes, they reach the school. So now, within a 10 minutes, they reach the Aditya's old school. Beyond the iron gates were the playing field and the two-storied school building. So beyond the iron gates, you can see in front there will be a gate that is known as gate. Beyond, in the inside, you can see that there was a school, two storage, so two blocks of school. Two storage means two blocks. So school, two storage school building. Aditya explained the change. The old building had another floor now, and a new building had come up. So while he was studying, there was only one storage building block. Now you can see the changes. There was a new building, two storage building. So it was little bit change come up. They had a cup of tea at the Nagan's uncle tea stall. Now they, after seeing the visiting the school, he can see some changes in the school, and now he came to the his famous tea shop, Nagan's uncle shop. Next to the grocery shop and opposite to the temple of Lord Shiva. You can see that every schools nearby the school, you can see there will be a temple. Groceries means you can see all the what grocery shops. You can see that you are getting the different things from that shop. So the grocery shop and opposite to the temple of Lord Shiva. So his Nagan's uncle's shop is located at nearby temple Lord Shiva and next to the groceries shop. You can understand, dear students. Now they met a stranger there. So while they are drinking a tea, they met a stranger there, referred to as Mr. Sanyal by the Nagal uncle. He was a peculiar man. He was neither eating nor drinking tea. Instead, he was sitting with a head bent over the tea table. So while they are drinking a tea, so these two people, Aditya, the author, while they are drinking the tea in the Nagal's uncle shop, you can see Nagal's uncle is same. It remains the same in the tea shop. In there, opposite the table, so the person Sasanka Sanyal. So Mr. Sanyal, okay, by Nagan's uncle, he is explaining that he was taking a tea, but he won't take the tea. He kept on the table and he used to keep the what? Instead of the he was sitting with head bent over the tea table. So he was neither eating nor drinking. So he is not drinking the tea, not eating the biscuits, but he used to bent on the tea table. Yes, if they daydreaming, so they think that he is telling that he is daydreaming. He was short of sight and hearing. So but he is sort of is seeing them, and also he was hearing what they are talking. These two people, they are having a cup of tea and nankatai biscuit. So nankatai biscuit is a famous in the village areas. Nankatai means all the cashew nuts will be added in that biscuit. So that is a nankatai biscuit. You can see in the each and every village, okay, in the tea shop, you can see in that jug, that is glass jug, they used to keep the biscuits.